back. This is CJ starting the timer. This is webnative.
Webnative.
I'm at Phil Campbell.
I'm at PCM Creative.
And I'm just doing that because we haven't done it for all the other shows.
We haven't.
It's the start of the year, which is awesome. Today, it's quite... I'm going to be trying to be light-hearted, but also serious at the same time, which is not like me at all. About the topic of sexting.
And it's... I mean, we all get to our first dictionary, and the first word anybody looks up is sex.
Yeah.
Or cock.
Okay, not
personally,
not
no, or
personally,
tits. I mean, we're now going to be censored throughout the whole web.
Wow.
But it is that what we're talking about on a serious level is how we discover ourselves, our identities, and when you become aware of, the male and female, girls, boys, and the titillation that comes about of kind of flirting and.
Well, your niece even asked what one was.
Yeah.
Over Christmas. And she's 9, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I totally agree with you. There is places where you find that information, but now kids and teenagers, and I saw something over Christmas where a teenager was bought an iPhone and an 18-month contract, not just the iPhone, but actually the data to connect it. Where it used to be, you can have that, but you need to earn this.
Yeah.
You need to do jobs around the house before I can give you some more data, or whatever. Now, the scary statistic, and the reason why I wanted to bring it up and talk about this thing about sexting, is there's a scary part of it that I'm worried about, which is it's being almost normalised by the media. And I read a blog post that anything up to 2 or 3 times a week, a teenager from like 12 to 15 is sharing or seeing pictures of a certain nature on their mobile phone. They're literally being sent these pictures on their mobile phone. Now, my biggest concern with it is, okay, if it's a person-to-person thing, they've got their own right, it's up to them, whatever. But what scares me about it is teenagers' acknowledgement of what happens to data and how that data gets back and forth from you. And do they know that those pictures can be saved to the camera roll and then put out there on the web? There's a scary bit for me that there's a massive disconnect that, yes, it's great to connect each other, but do we know the ramifications of it?
Yeah, there's the buzz of exhibitionism, isn't there? But actually, exhibitionism on the internet stays there.
Yeah, and I think, and it can also be manipulated. That's the thing. It's sort of do teenagers understand that stuff can, memes are massive on the web.
Yeah,
and they can be funny, but they can also destroy people's lives. And all it takes is somebody to put a bit of text over a picture, and it can be spread out there if it's a particular thing. And like this factors into me for jobs and Facebook and all that stuff, because it is going to be found. It is out there. And
there's also relationships do break down, and you might share those photos with someone who you're madly in love with. But in a year's time, 2 years' time, when you've broken up and someone does turn a little bit vicious, all of a sudden those photos can start being posted around the web, to get your own back or for revenge or, and it's just not a nice... I just can't imagine what it would be like to turn on, to search for your name on the internet and look at Google Pictures and see a intimate photograph of yourself and just going, oh my God.
I mean, it's like inviting the whole world around to your mum and dad's house and having the photo albums put out, but in a bad way.
But there's a contract I saw over Christmas that someone, a mother in America bought her son a mobile phone, and along with that mobile phone came a whole set of rules.
Oh, right.
And that set, she was a mommy blogger, I think. I have to find the article. And the phone itself is saying, this phone belongs to mum. You are only being leased it. You can, make phone calls. You mustn't be having the phone with you if it means you're in an environment where you will be seen as rude.
Right.
So you will not have it at the dinner table. And there was all sorts of quite strict rules. But the kid was interviewed on a news programme and kind of said, it was embarrassing first of all, but actually it's quite important to have those strict guidelines laid down for you.
Yeah, but I kind of worry about when things are laid down as rules. I think there's a middle ground to be had in rules, because people like to break rules. And kids, like later on in life or whatever. I don't know. I just find that wherever we have new disruptive technologies, we also need to have disruptive conversations about how they affect our lives and lives of others. So, you know, go and do some research on it and find out where this content and how data gets to you.
And exploring your identity and exploring who you are and enjoying, you know, discovering new feelings is great, but do bear in mind sort of the personal and the public ramifications, you know, privacy. Where could it end up? Yeah, I think that's important to think about.
Cool. That's second episode of Web Native for 2013. That was a pretty harsh topic, but we have to. All topics are on the table. Subscribe to the channel. Catch up with us at Phil Campbell on Twitter.
At PCM Creative.
And we'll see you next week. Who was that? I don't know even.